Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelai Shamayo, and this is MeWe Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest, many online, and we interview our practitioners and vendors to get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. I'm very excited to be here with you today with Miss Violet Reyes. Miss Violet Reyes, it's great to be with you. So tell us who are you? What do you do? And what do you share at our events?
Hi. So, what I bring basically to the events is I'm a collective channel as well as a multidimensional seer and shaman and empowerment guide. So, I do offer soul readings in person while there, and also with a lot of the topics that I specialize in soul contracts, soulmates, karmic mirror type relationships, as well as I work closely with what I call the X-Men or the star seeds, the earth angels, the indigos, and about our planetary mission. So the people that usually I am here to serve and connect with are awakening. They have a lot of their abilities. So I teach karmic alchemy and multidimensional mastery, which involves energy management and understanding these realms. I do galactic history readings as well. I connect to a lot of different star beings and our ancestors, connect with Mother Gaia. There's a lot that comes through. So I'm happy to be part of MeWe and serve, the souls that are I meant to connect with and meet.
No, it's great. Great. So how did you get started doing this? How did you have any idea that this was something you wanted to do, that you wanted to work with people?
This was not a choice. I believe this was my birthright, my sovereign birthright, as I teach birthright sovereignty. So as a child, an indigo child in the 80s, I had a lot of abilities. And I was under, let's say, dark oppression a lot of my life on this shamanic journey. Not, I was awake, but it's like I went back to sleep. Okay, so for a lot of years, the struggles of abuse, mental health, addiction, everything you could name under the sun, chronic illness of 20 years, all of these things that took me on a long journey of awakening to finally come from a place where I was an addictions counselor, I was in psychology, social worker, and then I could not help, the channels that would come through, the visions and experiences. And so in my, I would say about at 25 years old, it kind of got activated where I got sober and all of a sudden, from my own addictions, and it started coming through very clear, and everything made sense from when I was a child and hypersensitive, like highly sensitive, right? Living in the top three chakras where earth was very hard for me to be in. And so then it was like Reiki master, meditation, past life regression, all of those things that then when my Kundalini came online, when I was activated on the twin flame journey, then my abilities got so much more vast where I see dragons, giants. I work with the grids, so I'm a portal worker. So I'm a nomad and I work on the lands and I help heal the grids and I help activate people and their DNA with this. So and I've had about 7 near-death experiences that have, I've transcended the fear of death. And I'm here to inspire unconditional love and universal love and help everyone live their dream fearlessly and step into release all of the trauma, the karma, the ancestral lines of curses and blockages, and understand also psychic attacks and like really the spiritual war and this level of consciousness that we're living in, right? Where the planet and the ascension, we're finally so many more awakening to help guide them of what the is going on and how they can empower themselves. So my journey is all through self-study, for half of my life consciously to heal myself and my wounds and come into this place of pure forgiveness and love and acceptance to see everyone for who they are because most of us, right, it's just a projection. We project onto others, right? So it's like how beautiful to be able to sit and be seen. And that's what I want everyone to feel, and to get their power back to walk and live their highest truth and their highest timeline. Because each person that does that and gets their light activated, then the whole world starts to light up and we all join together again as one in this unity consciousness. So, and help the world heal, basically. So it's been a long journey for me, and the mastery of kind of the self mastery in form of, say, celibacy, like all of those ways, and living in pure faith with God at number one that I serve. I live in faith. And so to help people with, because of base of my experience and education, as well as, I'm a yoga teacher. I've studied with shamans. I've studied, I did psychic development for years, all this stuff. But I would say it's born within me that awoke to then learn through myself because I didn't really have a guide or a teacher. Okay. So then it's been through my own learning where now the X-Men, I can see all of their abilities and help them with that. So that's kind of been in short as I can make it, to make sense of how I can show up for the healers now and the other teachers, one to support them to make it make sense and help them support the rest, and build community and teams like healing teams across the planet, so we can all make sense again of a world that has been fallen, and I call it the upside down world that never made sense in
I want to
essence.
kind of wander back a little bit to, I think you said you have had 7 near-death experiences.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow, it's so impactful to people to have one and you've had 7.
Yes, I'm writing many, many books, and I'm a poet and speaker by trade, which is coming, but a lot of the that's where a lot of it has come from, right? And those experiences. And the last one I had was in December of 2024. The one prior to that in 2019, I had 2 Arcturian beings come into my room and bring me back to life and activate my Kundalini to heal my 20 years of chronic illness. And then it's like all the past lives, all of the galactic, all of the my powers amplified to such a degree that yeah, it's very alien to live in this world. And those near death experiences, and that my soul, they could have been exits, but my soul chose to come back because I love humanity so much to help. And so it's been the warrior training, let's say the light warrior. And I help a lot of light workers that don't have to go into the darkness, the demon, the dark stuff, to support them, to make them feel okay, right? As well as the warriors that are on the road like me. I'm nomadic. We've lost everything. We've on repeat, that kind of, and also gotten a lot of projections and gaslighting. I work with a lot of women as well from narcissist abuse specifically, and healing that, and we're healing the abandonment, rejection, as well as the codependency and narcissistic duality. So the near deaths have brought me to a place of such gratitude and humility, to be able to hold space for all that is, you know yeah.
I want to ask just a little bit about the X-Men too. So I remember um, comic characters of the X-Men from long ago. And is there any connection for you in this? Is it totally different? And how did they tell you their names? Like, how did you know? And yeah.
So I had a dream because because the dream, with my kind of my website, which is www.violetraysjane.com. On there, you can find me and all of my services and a lot of the events that I've done. Basically, I had a dream, which is real because we're awake in the dream here. Dream time is also real. Okay. This is the dream here. That's real time. But I had a dream where I was in front of the class teaching X-Men, and I was writing the Golden Teacher Training School, and I've written so much about it. It's yet to be birthed fully. But basically, each individual has different abilities. Every person has very unique DNA, star connections with abilities. So there's no one type of X-Men or name for it, but I can see specifically each person. There's a lot of witches, that have the witch's rune that we're clearing, and they work on portals. Or I have a lot of Orion star seeds, Palladian star seeds that can, telekinesis. They can go into objects like a bird and then see from a bird. So each one has their own unique gifts, kind of like the X-Men movie. They each have their own gift unique to them, and there's no blueprint, but they have their own blueprint. So then I work with that. So I guess they're all unique, right?
Mhm.
And
That's
some
great.
they can walk down the street and like manipulate time space, right? There's time travelers. So it's all very each to their own, but that's what I would kind of speak to is what X-Men means. And the dream had told me in 2020 that you're the teacher of X-Men. So I've been waiting a long time for it to make sense as well, and they're finally showing up. I would say just the last like 2 months, more and more and more and more. And I was like, wow, because it's time.
Great, great. Well, let's see. You told us your website already. Maybe tell us again and maybe spell it out for people just to make sure they can find you.
So it's www.VioletRaysJane.com. So it's Violet Rays Jane. You can also find me on YouTube, Violet Rays Jane, Facebook, Violet Rays Jane. Um, Instagram is universal.love.being, but all of my links you can find as well on my website. And on TikTok, I do collective channels, energy channels that come through. The link is there. It's a different name. Confusing, I know, but it's Dragon Warrior Queen 144. So it's all based on platform of where the more receptivity is,
Mhm.
and Instagram is more of my poetry. Facebook is more the collective everything. And so everything is on the website. So it's violetraysjane.com.
Great, great. I'm so excited to have your energy and your awareness and your support be available for the community. Very exciting.
I'm so excited too. Yay.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much. Great to have you in our events. And for all of you listening and watching, you can find out about all of our events at MeWeFairs.com. Thank you so much, Miss Violet
Thank
Reyes.
you. Thank you.